Hi, this is Matt Stauffer, and I wanted to give you a quick introduction to Symposium, a tool for conference speakers allowing them to organize their talks, their bios, and the conferences that they want to or already have applied at. Let's take a look at the few quick pieces of information that it makes it easy for you to track. The first thing is your talks. So you can see one of my talks here, which is called Practical Empathy for Developers. So let's take a look at what we're tracking here. We've got the basic proposal for my talk. I can also keep track of organizer notes if we want to send specific information about ways I can tweak it or anything. We got the length of the talk, the target audience, and what kind of a talk it's going to be. You can also see my slides if I already have them. And you can see a revision history for all the talks. So you can see at one point this is actually called Empathy Gives You Superpowers. And so you can navigate through the changes that you've made to the talk over time. We can edit them, and you can see all the various fields we have available to us here. Type of talk, difficulty level, length, whether or not it's showing on your public speaker profile, which we'll show in a second, and those other fields we talked about already. You can also keep track of your bios. As a speaker, you're often asked to give a bio for the conference website or something that's being printed out. And so you can see I have my general bio here, which I can copy at any given moment, and I can edit it. And I can choose whether or not it's going to show up in my public speaker profile, which again, we'll talk about in a second. Finally, you can see conferences. So by default, Symposium pulls down all the conferences that are listed on join.in, which is joind.in. But of course, people can also create their own conferences and add them in here. And so what you want to do here is find the conferences you're interested in applying to. So let's say I've always wanted to go to Vancouver. I'm going to favorite that one. And, I really do want to learn more about DevOps. So let's do that. And so you can actually filter and sort things based on various things. So what we could do here is I could just look at my favorites, and if I really want, I could sort them by CFP closing next. And the problem here is neither of these have CFPs that are actually open right now. So let's real quick just grab one where the CFP is actively open and just say I want to apply to PHP UK Conference 2017. One of the things I can do is, now this doesn't actually do anything. Don't worry that this is going to submit it. We might do that later, but right now I can just say, well, I'm going to go to the PHP UK conference. I'm going to submit my CFP. So you go to this URL for the CFP, and hopefully they're using one of the things that this app called Pronto works with. You can take a look at that later. And Pronto basically pulls the data from your Symposium app and pastes it into a whole bunch of different CFP software. So once you submit to the CFP, then you go in here and you just basically submit, and all this is doing is marking in Symposium, hey, I applied this particular version of this particular talk. And so when PHP UK Conference 2018 comes around, you can look back at this and see not only which talk did I apply, but which version of it, what was it named then? And you can look at things like, well, when I named it Practical Empathy for Developers, it was really successful. When I named it Empathy Gives You Superpowers, it was a lot less successful, and you can start analyzing those sorts of things. So we have now the relationships between our bios, our conferences, and our talks. And finally, let's take a look at the public speaker profile. So if you choose to turn it on, you can have a publicly accessible speaker profile page where you can list out a quick introduction, you can list out all your talks, and you can list out your bio, and you can also give the people the ability to contact you using an internal thing. Now, this would actually work if it wasn't my local development one. So you can see what mine looks like on my actual public site. These are all the talks I'm actually interested in giving at the moment, plus a bio anybody can copy, the ability to contact me, and a quick intro about what I want potential conference organizers to know about me. So that's the basis of it. There's a lot more going on that you can learn about, but this is a really great place for conference speakers to keep track of all this information together in one place. And if you've got an Excel spreadsheet somewhere keeping track of all this information, just throw it in a Symposium. It's free, it's open source. You can make sure we're doing good things. And at any given moment, you can get all of your information out and you can delete your account. So we're not holding you. You're not stuck here. If you got any questions, let me know. I'm at Stauffer Matt on Twitter, and hope you enjoy Symposium.